Good morning, guys. We were just doing 2 minutes of silence to honor all of the lives, really. When I was sitting there in my little space, I was sending out peace around the world, but I was also connecting with the fact that it's not just the men and women who fought for our countries that we're honoring today. We're honoring all of the lives that were lost for land disputes or resource disputes or political stuff, right? So this was just at 11 o'clock on November 11th. It was a tradition for at least us in Canada to have a moment of silence, and that moment of silence would extend for 2 minutes. I think that's the least that we can do in a way to honor the people that have fought for our freedoms or for what we perceive to be freedoms, right? The reasons why people were doing the things that they were doing was because they believed in the underlying message beneath them. So peace around the world, it's still ongoing. We are still living in a world where it's okay to kill people in the name of land or in the name of resources, and nobody is held accountable for that. And it's, until we move beyond the concepts of division and polarity and hate and governments and stuff, the we're always going to be in division. We're going to be in a space where we want boundaries and borders. I've asked people this question a number of times: who put the hate in your heart, or who put the views in your mind, right? Who colored your window the way that it is? Hi, dude. I'm in Canada too. Hello. Right? We continue to believe what we believe from the generations before us until we start to question those beliefs. And if you're not questioning your beliefs, then you're staying very closed in, right? Hi, Simon. Bonjour. Um, it's time that we wake up to that, right? It's time that we wake up from that. Hi, Haskran. Welcome, welcome. I'm in Ontario currently, and at some point maybe back in Alberta. I have lived in 3 provinces in Canada. I've lived in British Columbia and Alberta as well as Ontario. Um, Personally, I'm a little sad that it's November and I'm still in cold country. This is my name for Canada once it goes past the end of October. It's cold country, although it's been rather surprising this year. It's been quite warm in November. So do you have anything that you guys are doing? 555 for the minutes, 5 people watching. We got a clean sweep of 5s, guys. 5s is changes. I think that's awesome. I think that's awesome. I think that name of the individual that came in, they might want to look at changing that name. Young P. Diddy, right? I don't think that name tracked well in time. And for those of you that are watching on TikTok or on YouTube, if you could hit the like button, because unfortunately, not because of me, I'm not here for the likes. I'm not here for that. I'm here for a bigger purpose than that. So I appreciate that. Unfortunately, on TikTok, you're really in the algorithm geared with the gifts that you receive. So the more gifts that the people give you, or the more comments that they put, the more likes that they give. It's a popularity contest. That's what social media makes it, in the algorithms anyway. But for us spiritual people who look beyond that, I know that I attract to me the things that are meant for me. I will attract the people to me who are meant to hear my message. And the message that I wanted to reaffirm today is this message of peace, this message of unconditional love, a message of safety and humanity and truth, right? It's the age of Aquarius, and it's time for change. It's time for change, right? It's time to look at how do we really want to live. And the US, with the stuff that's just went on with their politics, are showing the world how they've been divided, and we need to step beyond that division. We need to step beyond that space and see beyond it. The other part is that we talk about your reality is formed from your beliefs, and it's formed from your thoughts, it's formed from your emotions, and then the actions that you take from it. It's really loud.
I know, 15 seconds.
Sorry, my mom's getting her baking ready, and she's just pulling something out of a plastic bag right here, so it might be a little bit loud. Hello,
I apologize.
chosen one. It's okay? Okay. I was like, please not right there, that's so loud. But I get it, I get it. It's, we're in a smaller space, so it makes it a little bit of a little bit. Hello, how are you? Hi, hi. So I think that most of you guys that show up here, you guys show up here because you are in some level of your evolution. You probably feel pulled to me because I am a trauma specialist. So many people that have trauma might feel pulled towards me. Thank you so much, Flory, for supporting me and resubscribing. I appreciate you. Mwah. I have so many different ideas going through my head. But I thank you, Flory, and of course, my brain is like a super freeway, right? We call that neurospicy, or we call it neurodivergent. We call it all kinds of things, but I just like to think of it that some of us have brains that are like a two-way road, right? They're very streamlined. It's, you know, from point A to point B. And then there's other people that have brains that are like a 6-lane super highway, because, you know, you need those types of roads too. And so we just process things differently. We just see things differently, and there's a value for the way that we see things differently. There's ways that we can change the ways that we can change the things that, yes, I do. I need to put it on. Hi, Richard. Hello. Hello. I went into a bubble this weekend, and I just stayed and did my little thing, and I didn't interact with anybody because I started advocating for myself. I started making decisions for myself that I want to do, and just taking space and having those boundaries, which is really nice. And then this morning I was going to start at 10, but my mom came home right at 10, and she's been gone for 5 days, so we started chatting, and I heard that my mom hadn't eaten, so I made her breakfast, and I delayed the live until 11 because I would rather have done that than start the live. Hi, Nicholas. We have quite a few plants. The plant that is my favorite is my money tree. I have a magnolia, a little mandrake. That one's a beautiful little tree as well. My aloe vera is doing very well. The peace plant was transplanted into 2 separate pots, and it kind of brought, oh, we're 11:11. Okay, wait, wishes. Let's be thinking about our wishes, okay? Let's be seeing those wishes. We're going to do something really powerful energetically today. So we're 11:11 at 11:11. So many blessings to you, like so many blessings to you. So many, so many. Hi, Byron. Hello. Oh yeah, so many blessings to you guys. Did you know that when you share, when your intention with the money or the resources or what you receive is to multiply and expand that is what true prosperity is, when you share it with other people. So if you can take your manifestations from what do I want to what can I do with what I have to positively impact those around me, that is the golden egg of manifestations. Definitely, Simon, definitely. Right? So I want to do a powerful thing for today in the honor of 11:11. I'm looking at it as an opportune time to celebrate and an opportune time to share the frequency of peace and love and abundance and safety and whatever other really, really positive vibrations of a whole society that we would really love to live in, right? A safe society, a secure society, one where you have love and where you're joyful and where you're abundant. Those are spaces, and peaceful, right? Those are beautiful spaces for us to consider. So if we can sit in that intention and share that intention outward to the rest of the world, there's so much power in all of us here. And we're placed around the world. There's a reason for that. So when you show up here, and if you feel like you identify as a light worker or a star seed or a chosen one or an earth angel or any of those things, then you're here because you identify with that. So we can anchor that frequency in, and you turning your light on. So a couple of concepts came in over the weekend while I was in my little bubble. One thing is that the trauma is weight, the trauma is heaviness, the trauma is darkness. So us holding on to those old stories, and us holding on to the pain and the anger and the fear and any of those emotions that tie us to the memories, those are like weights that pull us down from being able to vibrate at a higher frequency. You have to get to a certain frequency before you can be aware of things like your spirit guides, or where your clairaudience can become prevalent, or where you can become aware of it. Because when you're not at that frequency, you don't understand that frequency, or you can't resonate with it. So it's just like noise, and that's some of that external noise. As you let go of the trauma that is keeping you down in that space, and we talk about the energy of, if you're vibrating in the frequency of love or gratitude, and especially authenticity, that those are the highest vibrations that you can be in. So the lower vibrations, they can get stuck in our body, right? It's not just about being in a state of fear in this moment. Those traumas, because they're not processed, is fear stored long term, or anger or sadness. Hey, Kathy Lee. Or anger or sadness that's been stored long term. So until we cleanse those traumas from our bodies and from our energetic bodies as well, that stays in our frequency, and that's what keeps us lower, right? So then we can't get into that space. So moving through your traumas is one way in which you do come into more resonance with your gifts, because your gifts are outside of the normal spectrum of what the human sees. So when we are weighted down with those frequencies of fear and guilt and shame and blame and lack and all of that, our perception is narrowed into a very small frequency of detection, or of awareness. So for me to open up the spectrum of my sound, like of being able to hear, right, is that I have to release the energy that's attached to me from those previous experiences. I wanted to see what what Simon put down made me think, with the dog and the I'm like, is that a deer and a puppy? Is that a monkey and a deer? I think it's a monkey and a deer. It kind of looks like that. Anyway, so it's not just about not being in that energy in the moment. It's about releasing those energies as well, and that allows you to hear, because you can resonate at a higher frequency. So it allows the window of awareness to widen. Good morning, Jenny Lynn. How are you, my love? It's been a while. How's your pup? How's he doing? How's she doing? Sorry. Hi, Char. How are you? I'm sad my tea got cold. So that was one of the things that came up this weekend. So that's another reason that it benefits you to move through your traumas and allow yourself to move through those feelings and allow them. Good. That makes me so happy. I actually saw your picture come up the other day. I can't remember where, but I saw your picture come up the other day and made me think of you, and I wondered how you were doing, and here you are. Just perfect. No, I'll just finish it. I don't have a microwave. Microwaves just being in your house are not good. Even if you're not actively using it, it's not good for you. I'm not sad. I'm not sad. I'm not sad. I clear that. I clear that. I clear that. I prefer that the tea would be hot, but it's okay. I'll take what I've got. Right? All right, let's check in on the energy for 11:11 before we do some other stuff. Right, we'll do some energy work. We'll be some light workers gritting some stuff in. So happy. I'm so happy too, Nicholas. So happy that you're here. I really am. Right? So, we'll have some fun. Oh, nice. Beautiful. Well, I wish you all the best with that, Jenny. Absolutely. You know what? We're on 11:11. We're going to pull from these. We're going to pull from these. We're going to pull from these. And I don't know. We'll see after that. We'll see after that, my friends. We'll see where we go. We'll see where we go. So this is a surprise live on TikTok because I am moving away from showing up live every single day because I realized that I traded my nursing career of hustle and drive to run a company where I once again moved myself into a space of hustle and drive and grind. And you know, even though I'm not on here because of like I'm not doing this for the money. I do this for a much deeper purpose than that. But when you're on here, and I was giving like 15 hours a week to lives on here every week, I was here for 15 hours. And you know, if I made $100 for the week, that was a pretty good week. That was a really good week. Some weeks I was lucky if I made $5. And I'm like, even though I'm not in it for those purposes, I have to make sure that I'm not overextending myself. So that's why I've decided to just allow myself to show up live. At this point, we're doing Tarot Tuesdays and Transformation Thursdays on TikTok. Okay, so today's just a surprise live. But you can come and hang out with me on Monday on YouTube. I will be on YouTube on Monday. And I don't know about the rest of the schedule, but when I'm on TikTok, I am also on YouTube. So I'd be on YouTube on Tuesday and YouTube on Thursdays as well. Hi, my mojo. How are you? Alrighty, so we've got a messenger of air coming out this morning, which means that we're going to be getting some clarity. We're going to be getting some insight. Okay. My YouTube is mind.body.spirit.healthy. So same as my TikTok handle is. But if you go to my website, which is linked in my profile, it has all of my social tags on the website, so you can get to them easily. Okay. I'm glad that you're good, Mo. Hee hee hee. Hello, hello. Okay, so we've got some clarity coming in. We're getting some clear thought. I think that, you know, I mean, that's the age of Aquarius too, is this the messenger of air, clarity coming in. We've got the Two of Fire. The Two of Fire is about making decisions or choices, and we have to decide that we're going to go in the direction of our dreams, right? That we're going to head. Hi, Gemini. I'm Sagittarius. I like you. I like you. Right. The Sag Gemini. I call it the Sagittarius and the Geminian. My Geminian. One of my besties is a Gemini, and that's what we like. I'm the Sagittarius, and she's my Geminian. I love Aries. Aries energy is beautiful. It's beautiful. Okay, let's see about this Two of Fire. This Two of Fire, and we've got the Five of Earth. Now, the Five of Earth is usually the Five of Pentacles in the other nice, good fire energy in the group. So the Five of Earth, the Five of Pentacles, this is a card that typically represents, you know, like scarcity or lack. But when you, nice, two air signs together. Yes, we're getting some of our members here are part of my Mind, Body, Spirit Healthy Collective. If you're looking for a place where you can have support, where you are healing and raising your vibration and stepping into your spiritual gifts. We do so much. It's under Mind, Body, Spirit, Healthy Collective. Yeah. Exciting, exciting. Some people, just get activated in other people's presence. I have a lot of energy right now. I'm also working with dragon energy, and that can be really, really powerful. Um, and the group is like super excited. They're like, woohoo, it's the 11th, and we're all like so excited about what's going to go on in the collective. So if you're looking for a space like that, please come and join us. I mean, everybody wonders why you're not all there anyway, because it's such a great place. This usually talks about scarcity and lack, but when we're looking in the good tarot, and if I'm looking at the intuiting the message that the card provides, this is a time for us to really just nurture yourself, right? This is a very self healing, self nurturing card. She's pouring her energy into her. She's really, you know, and connecting with nature, connecting inwardly, is a very healing energy. It's a very healing energy with that card. So we need to decide to turn our light on. Nobody can find us if we're not shining our light. The Nine of Water is the Nine of Cups. That's everything coming to fruition. The Two of Earth is stability and harmony and balance. It's the balance between the spiritual and the material. It's knowing your worth, right? It's got all of that. Love you, Nicholas. Have a beautiful day. Blessings to you on 11/11. We've got the Ace of Air. Again, more clarity coming in. More new ideas are coming for us. This is beautiful. Let's check in with our fairies and see what kind of fairy in... right? Yeah, I was keeping it all to myself. I was keeping it all to myself. So we've got the fairies now. Let's see what the fairies have to say for us for right now. What do we got? I'm going to be doing some long format readings on TikTok. So, oh, look at that, guys. Shine from within. How beautiful. Shine from within. And that's all we can do, right? We're not going to shine by chasing all the things out there. We shine by going in here and getting in touch with yourself, right? Who are you? What makes you happy? What makes you happy? Right? And you can't figure out what your purpose is if you don't know what makes you happy, because the very first thing about going after your purpose is following what makes you happy. That's all it is. So if like people make money doing incredible things that maybe you don't have any interest in doing. Maybe you don't even have any interest in like following or anything. There's someone that makes millions of dollars on their YouTube channel, teaching you how to talk to your birds, parrots, and he very well, knows a lot about birds and stuff. And he makes millions of dollars on that. Good morning, Sneha. Because there's a market for it. There's somebody out there that wants to know how to talk to birds. There's so many people out there that are looking for that. You don't know how, like, what you are bringing to the table. If you're interested in it, there's other people that are interested in it. Happy 11/11, love. Right? If you're interested in it, other people are interested in it. And you're meant to show them or inspire them that look what you can do when you just follow what you love. Or I love it too. It's okay to love it, right? We give people a big pass. Everyone that plays cards, right? Anyone that uses tarot cards gives all those people who feel like they can't do these for some reason. Every one of us that touches these tells everybody else, hey, and hi, Punky, love to you, Divine Rising bestie. This is, that's that energy of, you have to shine from within. You have to shine from within. We've got moderation, right? So moderation, that's looking at the things that you're doing and making sure that you're not giving away too much of your energy to other things, right? You don't, or that you're not, There's one thing between taking and having time to play, and there's one thing along with following the flow, just going with the flow. But if you don't have some structure within that flow, right, it's going to be challenging to make those forward motions. So there has to be moderation. It can't be all of one or all of another. Okay. Okay, right there, it can't be all. If you're all spiritual and you're not in the material, you're missing out on the experience, right? We came here to experience the physical. We didn't come here to experience the spiritual. Although we came here to connect that physical to the spiritual and have an experience that encompasses both of them. Instead, we go through the veil and get convinced that the physical is all that it is, so it's learning to catch back into that spiritual and connecting, right? Yeah, the lesson, exactly. Right, when you see the beauty in it, that's the transmutation of power. That's the transmutation transmutational power that you have, right? Because we're transmuting pain, disease, or anything within our energy that isn't in alignment with us. We transmute that through love. Now you can use a variety of things to help you with that, but just the integration of it, just being able to look at it and go, this doesn't hurt me anymore because I understand what I was learning from that I was learning to love myself, or that I was learning that I needed to care for myself, or I was learning that I'm not a byproduct of what I produce. That's not, my worth isn't attached to what I produce. It's not, I have to produce to be worthy. There's many things that you learn through the course of delving into that pain, and once you learn the lesson and you can look at it with a new light, that has transmuted that pain into love. When you look at yourself, and maybe you're doing something like eating toxins or eating other stuff that it isn't in alignment with you, right? If you've got that stuff and you're eating it and you're putting it in your body, but it's not good for you, when you start to love yourself, you start to make choices to not put that stuff in your body anymore. You look at the food, or you look at the stuff that you're putting on your skin, or you look at the stuff that you're putting in your hair, or the stuff that you're wearing. You start to assess the stuff around you from that viewpoint of what is loving for me. So that's the transmutation of it. And when we do the things that we love, or when we do things that are loving towards ourselves, or we put love where the pain was, it completely transmutes that. If you're not tapping, you're napping. I love it, Joe. And we've got divination, right? We've got divination. This is asking us to embrace your own powers. You come to me for clarity. I mean, if you want, you can come to me for clarity, and you can go to my website. You can book a half-hour reading. You can book an hour reading. You can do so many things, right? I love it. I love it. Yeah, you exactly. I mean, there's studies that show otherwise on studies that show otherwise. So someone was talking about, and you have to implement things. You have to actually do something, right? And there's the concept of, you can't meditate and just make things happen, but that's not exactly true. If you look at Joe Dispenza would say that, there's a lot of getting yourself into the state of no thing, no one, no where, no time, right? And in that state, put yourself into a healing state of how you want to see your body, and you can repair a lot of damage. But beyond that, they've done studies where they've taken people who were playing the piano, and they were practicing a specific song. And in meditation, so the ones that visualized playing the song had the same amount of growth as the people who actually played the song repetitively. They did it also with lifting weights, and they measured the gains on the bicep. So the length of the study, I think, was like around 6 months or something like that. So the one group, they exclusively did no exercise, they just meditated, that they were working out. The other group did exercise, and then the control group did neither. And of course, the control group, they didn't see any changes within their biceps. The ones that had the meditation and the ones who lifted weights, the ones that did the meditation had as good, if not better, gains than the one that lifted the weights. So, your mind is a powerhouse. Like, your consciousness is attached to what? Where does your consciousness? Where is it? What's it attached to? Right? How much knowledge is it attached to? Right? How much that we don't even know about is it attached to, right? Like, it's so incredible. So divination, right? Exactly, right? Those things are possible. There's a reason why we have these concepts in our minds, right? People didn't create TV programs from nothing. They didn't create movies from nothing. You get an inspiration or a download, and that inspiration or download is coming from the space of creation, right? So it's created somewhere. Maybe you saw it before, right? Maybe you were given the information to do it in a movie because people weren't ready to realize that they actually could do things with like telepathy, or they actually could, make great changes, like that they could levitate, or that they could do all kinds of things. Like, there's people out there that are called superhumans, and it's because they are tested outside of the spectrum of of capabilities, of human capabilities, like seeing with their eyes completely blindfolded, like reading books, like being handed a random book and reading it. Being able to channel so much energy that they can give you a jolt that's like an electric charge through your body, or pushing you with so much energy that it like it actually physically moves you, right? Those are capabilities that people have, and you can see them on Earth now. So imagine when we stop having all of the things that are meant to stop us from connecting to our divinity, when those are gone, imagine what you would be capable of, right? So, it's incredible like what we have going on from there. We've got the manifestation fairy as well coming out. So this is about being clear about what you want. And, people will say, well, I would like money. No, you don't want money. And I'll explain why. Why don't you want money? Well, because if money was no longer a form of currency in order to barter for goods, what would you want the money for then? Yeah, you get here at the right time, right? And I grew to be the person that you needed to be at the right time, because I probably months ago wasn't the person you wanted or needed, right? That's why there's the divine timing, right? So being clear about what you want is a big thing, right? When you look, like, that's was such a big thing. And I used to say all the time, well, nobody, like, we're not going to be Scrooge McDuck with our money. We don't want money for the sake of money, just to store it in a room and just leave it there, right? We're not looking to do that, right? We're looking to do something with it. So what we're actually wanting to manifest is a home, or freedom, or peace, or love. We want those core things, right? What does every human being want? Safety and security, love and connection, happiness and peace, freedom, the sovereignty to make your own decisions, right? Those are things that every human innately wants. We just think we get it from different spots. If you look at the election, every team on each side thinks they're getting the same thing from their parties. Well, neither one's getting what their parties are saying. At least that's my opinion. But we want to stray away from politics for right now. Respect, exactly. Men want respect, women want love as their first and second, right? So a man wants respect and then love, a woman wants love and then respect. And I know that's a polarity thing, but it is what is typically is consistent within the masculine energy, to want that respect first, whereas the feminine energy, they both want it. It's just the order of importance to them. And as you've heard me say numerous times, we are all masculine and feminine energy. It's what we're doing and operating in with it. Why do they? Because they're hardwired to seek safety instead of connection. So when we are traumatized as children, our nervous system is wired, or it's programmed in that environment, right? So if you think about, programming a computer game, that is creating a specific environment, right? So that's the environment that gets created in the child through the experiences that they have. And if they learn that relationships are inherently scary or chaotic, or they are unloving or unworthy, like there's so many things within that, our nervous system, because of the chemicals that we get in it, that we get addicted to, so your cortisol levels, your adrenaline levels, dopamine, serotonin, all the levels, oxytocin, all of it, we get used to that level. And our bodies, our nervous systems are hardwired to say what is familiar is safe, because it's safer in the known than it is in the unknown. Because when in the mammalian times, or in the reptilian times, like when you go way back in our story, right, safety in numbers was a really valid thing, right? We are safe in numbers, so we're hardwired to seek connections, and those connections, if you are somebody who feels safe in themselves and secure in who they are, then when you are seeking somebody else, you are seeking that connection to be a authentic connection, a healthy connection. When you're somebody who is raised in an environment where it has been traditionally unsafe, what you're seeking in your partner is safety, but safety to you is what is familiar. So you'll keep seeking those same situations or creating them for yourself, right? To you, that's your normal, is another way to put it. If you were raised in a home where you were yelled at or demeaned and name called, then when you grow up in your adult environment, you may demean and name call, or you may tolerate that from somebody else because it's your normal. It's what you grew up with. So why wouldn't you expect that? Many of us we're taught this fairy tale story. Unfortunately, society conditions us, and they condition women to think that their sole purpose in life is to attach themselves to a man and have a family, right? That's what we're supposed to do, is be looking to get married. Like how much we are programmed to look for our Prince Charming, to look for our savior, to look for somebody that's going to do these things for us. Well, as well, we're also conditioned to be taught that the alpha male is somebody who is a bit of an asshole. And so you're looking for the protector that's being pushed to you as an alpha male who's an asshole in the way that society has him right now. So you're hardwired to think that's the guy that's going to protect me the most, because he's the top of the pile of men, because he beat up all the other men. So because he can beat up all the other men, I'm going to be safe with him. Meanwhile, he might be,
a narcissist,
full of trauma himself, right? Which is the case. And and at the end of the day, when you really get down to it, what I've said for a long time is that we're all a lot of us go through our childhood and our teenage years, and by the time we get to adulthood, we are wearing so many different masks so that we can keep connections with people. We keep relationships that don't serve us in any way. Just because we'd rather have something than nothing, right? We do all kinds of those things, and yeah, I lost my train of thought. Cat Lady Club. But we do, like, we're not, I'm not promoting Cat Lady Club. I'm not promoting being single. I'm promoting, union, but sacred union, right? If we can heal the trauma that's within society, and we can heal the traumas that are being sent to the next generation, then the generations that come forward, they're going to be seeking healthy connections, because that they're going to be truly being themselves, and they're going to be having a healthy connection with somebody else truly being themselves. But if they're going through trauma, then we're meeting up with other versions of level of fakeness, right? Pretending to be this and pretending to be that, so that you know, we are connecting more than anything, right? I've talked about this when you're in school, right? When you're in school and you're like, I love Digimon, and the kid comes up to you and you're like, Digimon's stupid, Pokemon's awesome. And then you're like, ooh, yeah, I used to like Digimon, but I don't really like him anymore. I was just like still liking it because of my kid, my little brother or something, right? Like you'll make an excuse as to why you liked it, or you'll downgrade your interest in it, or drop it altogether, and then the next thing you know, you're running around playing Pokemon and not playing Digimon. And I know that's a simple example, but it's true. Maybe you're somebody that loved to sing, and somebody made fun of you for it. So then you stop singing when you that's the source of your joy. Just go and have fun and enjoy and spread that. Right, your voice is an instrument that can be trained. So anybody can sing. They just need to learn how to sing. So that's a big thing as well. Oh, look at our card from Kyle is the sacred inner space. We have a sacred inner space. The Mind Body Spirit Healthy Collective is a sacred inner space. It is a space of no division. It is a space of no hate. It is a space where I see the divinity in you. I see that you are a divine being of light. And I hope that you see that I'm a divine being of light. And as divine beings of light, then there is no separation. Right? We are all the same. So this is our sacral chakra. This is about tenderness, and this is about sensuality, which is just a beautiful, beautiful card. And if you want to bathe yourself in that rose pink color, and there's so much of it around here that you could look at. I have, the fairy deck has the pink tones to it. The inside of the boxes, a lot of them are pink tones. The sacral chakra card, just focusing on that rose pink. We have a little rose pink elephant that he's just such a soft little pink. You can focus on that energy and that color and bathe your entire self, but really focus on your womb, like your sacral space, and just bathe it in that beautiful rose gold, rose pink color. We've got star being healing codes coming in as well, which is just beautiful. Star being healing codes is, I've been talking about this clarity that we're going to be receiving here, and we are. We're getting more and more and more and more clarity in the world, right? Like, and and this is not about politics. This is about the release of information, or this is about the movement that's happened. So regardless of who got in, I don't care. But I do like the fact that currently Pfizer is being investigated. I do like the fact that they are looking at removing fluoride from the water. I am delighted that they are looking into banning certain colors and preservatives in foods in the States, because the States has the most toxic foods. So that stuff is this information, the new information that we're receiving, because as they start to release more and more information and more truth is being distributed, that's healing. That's how we transmute the darkness. We transmute it with all of that information, the truth that we start to receive. So important information is coming in, wounds are healing, and we're recharging. Okay, so we're doing some recharging now. And then we've got the Hathor light codes. So the Hathor light codes, these, we'll do a little bit of channel for those, for these three cards actually. And so the Hathor healing codes is about light immersion, full system upgrade, and power recall. So this is what I want to seed with everybody today. This is what I want to seed, okay? This is what you need to seed. Affirming is great. I am this and I am that, but I want you to stop affirming. I want you to start claiming. Claim it as your truth and know it to be so. So instead of getting up every day and going, I affirm that I am abundant, claim abundance as your birthright and know that to be your truth, and then operate from that space of knowing. Affirmations are last year. All right, we got the Hathor light codes. Power recall. So call our power back to ourselves, right? And they are more and more are starting to believe. And I hope that people raise themselves about the from beyond the division. I hope that we raise ourselves. You like that, Mira? Affirmations are last year. We're too cool for that here. We're into next year where we just claim our truth. We just claim it and know it to be true, and we don't affirm anymore. The only affirming is you're affirming it and reaffirming it and reaffirming it because you haven't claimed it yet. Once you move to claiming it, you don't have to affirm it anymore. I don't have to keep telling myself that this is my hand. I'll have to keep doing that. I know it's my hand. I claimed it as my hand, I don't know, almost 50 years ago. Right? It's my hand. I own it. It's mine. It's part of me. Right? So when you know it to be your truth, you don't have to keep affirming it. So know it to be true. Know it to be true. Know that your body is a massive powerhouse. It is a powerhouse for healing. It is a powerhouse battery. It is an energy source. It is like you are beyond the body, beyond the physical. You're so much more than that. So just know that and claim it as your truth. Alrighty. I need to pause and take a sip. Or just straight up drink it. Because it's like room temperature at this point. I have a hot tea waiting for me, Simon. Whole hot tea waiting for me because I am smart. I came packing. My travel mug with the cap already on it and keeping it nice and hot. All right. Before we lose the 11th hour appeal, let's do some energy stuff. And we're going to call on the archangels. And are you guys familiar with Metatron's cube? I can't show you an example of it because it's my altar. It's on my altar right now. Trying to think where I have another picture of it that I could grab. So, okay, if you know the Metatron cube, excellent. If you do not know the Metatron's cube, then I want you to be focused on the energy of the Merkaba. Where did I put my little Merkaba? The Merkaba is like two triangle pyramids nesting inside of each other. Okay. Okay, so focus on the Merkaba. Okay, I love the Merkaba. It's a beautiful, beautiful energy as well, right? It's a very powerful energy as well, but we're going to focus on that energy. Yeah, unfortunately, my Metatron's cube is the cloth that I'm using for my tapping is clapping. There we go. We got an add one into it. Yes. So Metatron's cube is a beautiful sacred geometry. I wish I had a picture. I keep thinking I'm gonna find one like right near me. I don't think that this one has it in it. Yeah, this one doesn't have it in it. I was hoping. Wait, maybe we have another spiritual book. Hi, CJ. How are you? I see stuff. Like, you're just doing fantastic. I love seeing your life. The way that everything's going for you. It looks just fantastic. There's another example. This is an example of the Merkaba with you in it. Right? So I'm just using that diagram to give you an example. Okay? So seeing yourself within the Merkaba. Okay, so we can see ourselves within that Merkaba. Okay. So much love, so much. You know, I just lit up as soon as you came in. It's been so long, and I love the whole name, the singing speaker. I love it. I love it. Your apartment's okay? Everything's going great with that. You're back to having a peaceful space. I hope. Sending that energy to you. Okay, so let's do this, guys. Remember, we're going to use a couple of powerful energies at this time. I want you to see yourself sitting inside of a golden ball. Okay, and this golden ball's big, like bigger than 9 feet, and every direction, right? A big 9-foot ball around you. Okay? You can see yourself like this one here. I'm seated on the floor, but how I showed the image of the Merkaba and the person inside of it, you see yourself inside the Merkaba. Okay? Grand Rising. So we're inside the Merkaba, inside the golden orb. Okay? And now...
Is this garbage?
No.
Is it supposed to be in the fridge?
I'm going to take it outside. Sorry, just give me 1 second. My mom's asking me a very important question.
Okay.
It's just the seeds from the
okay.
from the honeydew melon, and it's the seeds from the apple that I had, because I'm gonna go and I'm gonna put them in the woods so that the animals can take it, and what they don't take will then make maybe a tree or maybe honeydew melon in the middle of the woods next year.
Okay.
So it's my treats for the animals.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And I forgot to mention that to you before I started today.
Okay.
Mom. Oh, I love you. I love you. I love you.
Just take it and put it along the fence here. Because then if the honeydews come up, they'll be right over here.
Oh, I love you. Thank you. Thank you. I receive that. I receive the love and joy that you send my way. Definitely. Okay. Okay. So back to it. We've got our beautiful golden orb. We've got ourselves within the Merkaba. Okay. And then you're just going to close your eyes. And it's okay if you don't know what the Metatron's cube looks like in your mind. I'm going to be sending that to you as well. But we're going to be working with angels today, with archangels specifically. And so I want you to think of this ball as having a direction north and south and east and west, but also having an up and a down, right? So the 6 points of the sphere. And the angels that are on, archangels that are on each of the spheres, and the colors are Uriel on the north, okay, and he's red. On the east is Archangel Raphael, and it's emerald green. On the south is Archangel Michael, and it's electric blue. And on the west is Archangel Gabriel, and it's bright white. From the top is Archangel Metatron, and that is golden white. And on the bottom is Archangel Sandalphon, and it is silver white. So they're pouring all of those colors into this golden orb that we're sitting in. And from above, coming down through us, is Metatron's cube. And it's coming through the entire ball that we're sitting within. So that's going to come down through each of the chakras because it's on a plate, right? So it's coming as a plate in a dimensional like this, as opposed to in a dimensional like that. So allow it to come down through your body, okay? It goes all the way from Metatron straight through. It sits in the center where it would be, if you remember those old globes that you used to open up, and inside it had the cups and it was a drinking caddy or whatever, but it was a globe and you would open it up. Same thing, across that central part of the globe is where the 4 angels are in northwest, east, and south. So that Metatron's cube hits there and it rings out to all the angels, and it keeps going down through your system all the way to Sandalphon, who is bringing up the energy from Mother Earth. It goes to Sandalphon, which then creates a plate at the bottom, a plate at the Earth Star Chakra, whereas Metatron has the plate at the Soul Star Chakra. When it goes all the way down to Sandalphon, it returns back up and it sits and rests in the center with the other angels. So we're sitting within this beautiful grid. We're harnessing the energy of Metatron's cube. We are harnessing the energy of the Merkaba and the sphere. Okay, so this is powerful. You're just in this energy. You haven't done anything with your energy. Okay, you are in this space receiving. You're receiving healing from Archangel Raphael and the desire to upgrade your health. From Archangel Michael, you are receiving courage and truth. Okay, from Archangel Gabriel, you are receiving understanding and the ability to process divine information. So the information that's coming from the divine. And with Uriel, you are receiving wisdom and clarity. Okay, so that is the energy that they're bringing into your sphere. And we talked about this earlier, that sharing is true prosperity. So when we come from a prosperous space, and we share what we have, so if we can share the peace or the wisdom, if we can share the clarity or the healing, if we can share even peace and love, if we can share that with others around the world, or if we can anchor these energies into Mother Earth, we're sharing, and that is prosperity. And that prosperity will be returned to you in whichever form is necessary for you at this time. And what I want to do now is I want for us to call in Christ consciousness. And this comes in a stream of brilliant white light into your crown chakra. And as it pours into your crown chakra, it encodes every layer of your energetic body with the information, the knowledge, the wisdom, the understanding. As that information lights up your body, we're going to send that information around the world. And this is to raise the frequency, to raise the vibration, and to help bring that Christ consciousness to earth, so that people can remember their divinity, remember who they are. And everyone that participates in this is helping, because you're in a different space in the world, and it creates its own energy vortex where you are. That's why we're spread out. Beautiful. And whenever you're ready, you don't have to do much. We're just going to disengage from that space and come back to our physical, right? Connecting into our bodies, and we can open our eyes and come back here at any point in time. Okay, and we can do more of that work whenever we want. And if you like doing stuff like that, you should definitely join us in the collective. Love you. Aw, thank you. Thank you for that. Very appreciated. Denise played her singing bowl at the same time. Just beautiful. I am proud. If you think I am proud, I think my mom would be proud too. But we can talk about that in the Mind, Body, Spirit, Healthy Collective. All right, did some people want to get some cards before I check out of here in a half an hour? But in a half an hour, we are in the Mind, Body, Spirit, Healthy Collective. So,
and while you were doing that, I made 6 apple pies.
And my mom, she made 6 apple pies while we were doing that. So that's what the plastic sound was all about. Where she had a big bag of apples that she was cutting up. Hi, Sherry. How are you, love? How are you? I'm so happy to see you, and I can't wait for you to see us later. I love her too. Say's like, I'll take an apple. Lots of love to my mama. Thank you, Mom.
You're welcome, but you don't live in Ontario.
Staya does.
Whereabouts?
Toronto.
A little too far to deliver.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
I'll meet you in Oshawa.
Right, we'll have to figure out a way.
Oshawa.
Right?
I can go as far as Oshawa.
Yeah, my mom's like, Oshawa, that's just, I go to the Schwa, that's it. That's too, and that's it. Maybe to Kingston. One way or the other, but that's it.
Yeah.
Hi,
Kingston,
how are you?
Ottawa, but
Hi, Lily. Saskatchewan. I drive through there. I drive through Saskatchewan. I have never lived in Saskatchewan. Look at these cars, guys. You don't want someone who has to fall in love with you again, Sarah. Right? It is, it is. There are certain things that I love about it. There's some really cool things in Saskatchewan, like really pretty things in Saskatchewan for sure. Canada's a beautiful, beautiful country.
it is.
If you've never driven across it, you should. You should drive across it because it's just gorgeous. Wait, I gotta do my puzzle. It's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good one.
Who the hell's Jonathan Hole? Don't know.
They can leave a message and I'll call them back.
Yep.
Alrighty. So, who would like a card? It's gorgeous, isn't it? It's gorgeous. Yeah, it's so much fun in the collective. We have so much fun there. No, my mom has a telephone, like it sounds like a house telephone ring though. Yeah, she made it that ring on purpose.
So I could hear it.
So it would just, and it's annoying and also soothing at the same time, which is weird. It is soothing and weird, soothing and annoying. It's probably the volume that I don't like. The sound of it's fine, but it's just like it's loud.
I turned it down.
I'm just saying, I'm allowed to have
Unless it turned up again.
Wait, I think I want to use a different deck than these guys though. All right, so we're doing fast cards. It does, doesn't it? That's what I mean about it has a soothing thing to it with that the old-fashioned tone to it, but at the same time, like I said, it's usually just the volume of it that I'm like, whoa, that's loud. So do we want to, what kind of clarity are you looking for? Because, you know, I can do like, yes. Tap, support me whatever way that you want to. Do know that you can go and book a reading. Oh, hang on. What'd you get on the lid? What?
Nothing. Just maybe a little bit of Pido.
A little bit of Pido.
I was going to say slap the bottom.
Got it.
Slap the bottom.
Yeah, here, can you open that? I just couldn't get any grip on it. It was just my hands were just sliding around it. Wait a second, we get coffee, we get tea, we get tea. The pie recipe. I don't even think she goes by a recipe. Hi, Sherry.
No.
I love my mom. We had to work to get here. My mom laid a solid foundation, and we've solidly. My mom had a solid foundation laid too. It was not, you know, and before I'm sure, you know, goes back and back, right? Oh. Alrighty. Okay. Yeah, my mom's making my favorite thing. She's making mincemeat tarts and mincemeat pie, and she's
No, not making mincemeat pies.
okay. She's just making mincemeat tarts. That's
Because
okay. That's better.
I find
Mincemeat tarts are better.
because you waste mincemeat pie.
I don't, but other people might. And she's making butter tarts too. Yeah. the best thing that you can do if you have, you know, been a parent who made mistakes with their child and you know, and caused trauma, because a lot of times trauma was unintentional. Like that's what I keep telling a lot of people. You can't, if you don't know what you're doing is wrong, and sometimes it's subtle, right? Sometimes the things that we do, you think you're doing the right thing, right? And but at the end of the day, you learn out, well, wait a second, that could have been done better, right? That's just a growth thing. But it can unintentionally cause trauma in your child or in, you know, your partner or whatever. So but the biggest thing is taking accountability and saying, hey, if, you know, like whatever I did to you as a child, I take full responsibility and ownership for. And if you ever need to talk to me about what happened when you were a child, then by all means, I'm here to like allow you to speak that and recognize that their truth isn't your truth, because it is going to be different. And I talk about that with that little vision that I give of the kid that's hiding in the clothing stuff, and you're like, I'm gonna leave if you don't hurry. Come on, I'm gonna leave if you don't get out here. I'm gonna leave. And so the child sees you walking away as you abandoned them. Meanwhile, you never took your eyes off of them, and you know you were just like, "Come on, we gotta go," and you're not listening. So if I gotta make it seem like I left you there to get you to put a little hitch in your, you don't think you're causing trauma, but that child could have experienced that as an abandonment for them. And you know that's where it's, you know, sometimes it happened. Nobody meant to do anything bad. They were always trying their very best. The problem that happens is when people don't want to accept accountability or aren't able to say, you saw it differently than me, and that's okay. I understand that you would have, right? And you know, maybe it wasn't the whole truth, but it was your truth of the situation. And if I did that and that was your truth, I'm sorry that I made that be your truth, right? By my actions. So, you know, if me going and moving away made you feel like you were abandoned, that was never my intention. I would never want my child to feel abandoned by me, right? So it's being able to work through those things and have those conversations. That's where healing happens, right? Is the accountability and the willingness to accept what somebody says, especially about their intentions, right? Or their view of the other side. Okay? Alrighty. Alrighty. We have choices. We can do quick cards or we can do longer cards. Lily, what does Lily need to hear today? Can I get a good message for Lily, Spirit? So there's something in your life that needs to be released, Lily. You might know what it is, but you're potentially, you know, refusing to kind of let go of it. It could be a belief system. It could be, I think it's something that's whatever's holding you back from becoming the queen. Right? So the Queen of Swords, she's a leader and she's very smart and wise, and you know, she definitely connects to her heart. She's not at this level by being just in her mind, right? At that point, when you're at the queen level, you've dipped into your heart and it's in alignment. But sometimes we, you know, we delay the inevitable, like leaving a job that doesn't serve us and going, say, full in on our stuff. And we don't realize how much it actually is holding us back. Because maybe the time that you're doing your 9 to 5, you just hate. And so you're in this like low level energy and low level vibration, and it's disconnected from your authenticity. And then in those wee little moments, you're doing the things that you're passionate about. You know, you pull yourself back up, and but you're not seeing the money coming in the right way or the right level, and that's because half of the time you're spending is in doing things that is lowering your vibration. So you need to be spending more time. Just go and have fun. Look for the things that bring you joy. Like get yourself into that space. Okay? So that's but yeah, it's definitely, you know, it's in the relationship or in the career space, right? And this is just, it's about your worth. Know your worth and know that the things that are meant for you, they never pass you by. If it's not in this form, it'll be better, right? It'll be better. Jude, what does Jude need to hear on, so I have 2 streams going as well, people. So if you're not getting, if it's not your turn for a card, it'll be the turn for a card on the other, on the YouTube, right? So Jude on YouTube. What does Jude need to hear, Spirit? Can I get a good message for Jude? And like I said, please support me, right? All right. Ooh, Jude. Well, Jude, I love giving these two cards to you. Between the Queen or the Empress and the Nine of Pentacles, this is a very abundant, prosperous time for you. Birthing ideas or creations that have the ability to be very successful. And, you know, like she's the divine feminine, and this is peace and also healing. But this is at the point where, you know, you're in a spiritual and materially safe and abundant space. Saying this at 12:12 on the time, and hello, transformational soul. How are you? I like your name. So, beautiful energy for you. Good stuff is coming. This is, you know, like watch for the ideas that you have because they have the potential to be really, really successful, or something that you've just brought in, right? Something that you've just created, if you've already created it, or it's coming to you. Alrighty, so Mandy, you change your luck. You create your luck, okay? You don't need luck because you are lucky. Everybody is lucky. If we look at miracles and stuff like that, miracles, you are a miracle, so you resonate at the vibration of a miracle already. Just merely breathing makes you a miracle. We just have ourselves all mixed up and confused over what miracles are, and we think they're a once in a lifetime or once in a blue moon or this rare thing that can happen. But miracles happening all the time. Every time you breathe in and out is another miracle, right? Because at any point in time, that you don't know how long you have, so that breath might not be there. So that is a miracle. And for many of us, the miracle is the miracle of life. So the fact that you have life means you are a miracle. You're a living example of a miracle. So to be lucky, and like this is just the message that you need to hear. To be lucky is, you know, is how are your thoughts? And, you know, I know, you know, if you're sitting in a space of anxiety, why are you in that space of anxiety? Some of the stuff that we experience within our body in that anxious space. So I talk about, you know, our trauma responses, and that, you know, if you're triggered, that's a trigger telling you that there's a spot that's hurt. You're not the trigger. The pain, like it's just pointing you to the point where the spot where you have pain, right? So it's giving you a cue that there's healing that needs to be done there. Nobody else is responsible for your triggers because they didn't. Not, more times than not, they're not the one that put them there. But when we start to assess our thoughts and how are our thoughts driving our vehicle down the road, that's what's the important spot to be in. Is so if my thoughts are all doom, gloom, fear, scarcity, lack, woe is me, nothing ever happens right, I'm always this always bad, or that always bad, or this always happens to me, or I'm all alone, or nobody loves me, or I'm not worthy, or I'm not deserving, and I'm not good enough. If that's your dialogue in your head, then everything that you're radiating out into the vibe, into the into the field, you're radiating out, bring me back all this stuff. Right? And if your mind, if you're not having all kinds of thoughts and you're not going, you know, and then you're not sending those thought frequencies out there. But if you're sitting in the state of fear, and like when you say your mind is blank, like what do you mean by your mind is blank? Do you have no thoughts? Do you have no memories? Right? Having no memories, that can be the very graceful place to be in for some of us. But you know, like my mind went blank is, you know, that's a big open statement, I guess. I need more clarity on what that means for you. Right? Okay. The Eight of Swords. Yeah, being in your body is a good thing, right? Like being in your body. We've been for a long time in the masculine energy, which is of the mind, where we are just go, 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 do, think, you know, like exhausting energy out there all the time, just very masculine, right? When we need to slow down, right? We're going to get in the feminine energies in the body and in the feeling. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. Hello, Frida. How are you? How are you? So the Eight of Swords is the whole participating in our own struggle. That in her reality, she's fine, right? She's sitting there. She's the one with her hands behind her back. But in her mind, she sees herself as being trapped. She sees herself as being plagued by all of this in this energy or this information, right? This is us trapping ourselves in our minds, right? With the stuff that we're thinking that's keeping us in that way, right? How can you put yourself, what is beautiful in your life right now, Frida? What's beautiful in your life right now? And you need to come and hang out with us in the collective, right? If anybody feels like they really need a boost of energy and they need to feel better about their lives or their situation, or they want to remember who they are and how magical they are, or you want to do some healing and stuff like that, then you guys need to come and hang out with us in the collective, because it's the most beautiful, supportive, inclusive space, and you will get all of the love and attention and affection. You go to my website, which is pinned on my profile, and it's under plans and pricing, and it's the Mind Body Spirit Healthy Collective. It's $13 Canadian a month, and we meet right now 5 days a week. At some point that might change. I think 5 days a week might be a lot. Might be a lot for one person to do, but you know, but it's $13 a month for all of that. You get so much time. It will. You know, like people on the YouTube channel are talking about that, about having experiences like that, where it's like the mind just slows down, right? Like, if you had an accident or something like that, and in the accident, no, it's not. What's not? No, it's not. What's not, Simon? Yeah, shorter maybe. Maybe shorter times instead. But we'll see. Like I'm going with what aligns with me, what energetically aligns with me now. Yes, absolutely. See, you've got so many beautiful things around you. You're so powerful. You've got beautiful energy, Frida. You've got so much going right in your life, right? Whatever's going wrong, that can change in a moment, right? And especially when we stop staring at it and giving it our attention, right? If we start to just really looking at all those things that we just love, you know, yeah, feel it as it goes. Okay, so Sherry wanted a card. Nice. See, I like giving readings like this, where I just download the information and give it back. Yes, Mandy. But you and I would love to talk to you to find out like what happened, like what the preceding factor was with that, right? Right, exactly. Thank you, Simon. Alrighty. Who else wants a card? Sherry. Right. Sherry, I was like, I did say I was going to pull Sherry, so we get a little list there. That's good. All right, Sherry. What does Sherry need to hear today, Spirit? Can I get a good message for Sherry? All righty. Right now, you're here. Okay, and right now, and I like that I can use it like this, right? Right now, you're not seeing, or you're feeling like this is not where you are, where you're seeing the light in your life, or you're seeing your wishes coming true, and you know, you feel like you're really inspired and hopeful about life. You feel more like you're, you know, looking down. You're looking at the stuff that isn't good, or the stuff that isn't beautiful, and that just creates delays. That's all it does, is it just creates delays, right? Yeah, to me. So when you go to my website and book a call, Mandy. I also sent you the link when we were talking before as well, right? You booked a call with me before, You just didn't make the call. So you just have to go and book the call again and then make sure that you make the call. So really pay attention to what the time is that you select. Okay? And we'll do our best. Yay! All right. So, but this is the other card that came out, right? The 1111 card, the 411, the Four of Wands, the Four of Wands, the 1111. So this is community. This is reason to celebrate. This can even. Yay, I saw it come in. I saw it come in. Yay! This is beautiful, right? This is beautiful. This is celebration. This is your tribe. There's a lot of reasons to celebrate. And I think that's what the tribe is showing you, is there's so many reasons to celebrate. And if you can focus on this, right, then the world starts to shine for you. It's just beautiful, beautiful. Yay. All right, Mojo. What does Mojo need to hear? Love you. What does Mojo need to hear? We got a couple more cards because I'm off at 12:30, guys. So Mojo, I'll make sure that I add you to the site right away. So give it a minute because my phone's in use. But as soon as I'm done, I'll make sure that I approve everything and that you're in the group. If you send me a message, Lily, I will make sure that I send you the link directly to you, so you won't have to miss out on today. Okay. Yay. All right, we got 6 over here, and 16 over here. Beautiful. All right, so Mojo, Mr. Mojo. What does Mojo need to hear, Spirit? Can I get a good message for Joe? And there's men in the group too, so I do want to make sure that you're aware. It is an all-inclusive group. We have a lot of beautiful people in the group. So you may feel like right now there's a little bit of like this competition or competitiveness that's going on. That's starting to change though. We're starting to move more into collaboration. It'll be nice to see as we move forward, where we go from the space of thinking somehow that what happens to me, I can only have it if I take it from you. Like I can only be rich if I take it from somebody else that has it. But that's not the case. I mean, we can look at money as a complete and utter illusion, and that can kind of help you when you're looking at manifesting. And you know, when you look at the fact that there's countries and trillions of dollars in debt to other countries, but we don't have trillions of dollars in banks. We don't have trillions of physical dollars. There's not like real money there. It's just numbers in a bank account. Like it's absolutely an illusion. And how can you be more indebted to society than the amount of money that you hold? Like how can you be like, that just doesn't make any sense, right? So when we look at that money is a farce, that it's not real, right? And we get out of that competition space and recognize that when you're sitting in your authenticity and you're doing what is aligned with you, then things align with you, right? Because it's aligned with you. And then we can get into collaboration because we start to recognize that uniqueness in me is what people come to me for, and the uniqueness in you is what they go to you for. There's thousands of tarot readers. There are thousands of spiritual teachers. There are thousands of healers that do quantum healing. There are thousands of people who do trauma and specialize in it. But do they have people who have trauma, tarot, healing, and spiritual? Do they do it all like that? No, that's me, right? But maybe there are some that do that too, but they're still going to do it differently than me because they don't have my experiences or my knowledge. You are heading to a very peaceful and abundant time because I see you not paying, like giving this, right? You're like, no, I'm not giving my energy to this, right? You'd be someone that's more interested in, let's sit down and brainstorm and see what we can do. And when you get into the space of what can we do so that we all are successful, like we rise together collectively as a society, we all rise together. When you think of it from that way, the universe is just going to smile on you even more so because you're doing it for the collective, right? It's not for you, it's for the collective. But that's the energy that's coming out for you, Mojo. We did pretty good. I got enough time for one more person, maybe two if you're quick about it. Healing wave. You were the fastest. So let's see. Healing wave. Can I get a good message for healing wave, please, Spirit? Haha. New romance is coming in for you, healing wave, which is good because I think the Ten of Pentacles is material and spiritual abundance. When we are at that pinnacle of the Ten of Pentacles, it is where we have achieved that balance and harmony and have both, you know, a happy family, and we're, you know, we've got lots of money coming in, we've got fulfilling relationships because we're certain of ourselves and secure in ourselves. When it's in this, there's disharmony. And that disharmony means that you're either putting too much in one space or in the other space. So you may be putting too much energy into money and into work, and, you know, not enough into spirituality. Or you're into work but not enough at home, right? And so this is that imbalance. Now, I don't, this new love that's coming in, or it could be just like a new perspective on life, like, you know, that's when you hit a spring season of your life, when you step into spring, and, you know, it seems like, you know, it's just a beautiful, lovely, light air, and there's a little bit of romance that starts to get in there. But I see this as at least new emotions or new insight into emotions that maybe will help you with this, so that you can get to that space where it's one big happy family, where your material and spiritual needs are being met. So if there is disharmony on the home front, what can you do to bring more romance into the equation if that's where the disharmony is lying? And if you don't have a partner currently, then it can mean that there is going to be a new partner coming in, which is going to mean you're going to have to learn to balance between that work and personal anyway, right? That's your message. You know, like, where did I put my cards? All right, Frida, and that's it. Frida, I went fast. Now Frida gets a card. Frida, this is indecision. This is being blinded by decision or blinded by choice, not knowing which decision to make, because if you might make the wrong decision, and oh no, what will you do then? You can't make the wrong decision, because no matter what, if you make the decision now, if you think about, you know, you're going down the road and you have a decision like this, you might take the right path thinking that it's the right path, and meanwhile the left path would have got you there a little bit sooner. But if you didn't take that path, it means you weren't ready yet to get to that spot. You took this path because you needed the lessons or experiences on that path to get you ready for what was at that next level. That's why it can never be the wrong decision. Sometimes it's between the decision between a comfort place and the unknown, and that just represents, the unknown represents fear. So maybe that's what the hesitation is I can't, you know, if I go in that direction, like, what's going to happen, and I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know where I am. It's that unknown, right? And we get caught in our mind. But this is just that battle in the mind. You don't even need to see to make decisions, right? You don't need to see to make decisions, right? You need to connect to your intuition. You need to connect into your body. So you need to connect to your intuition, and you need to connect to your passions. What are you passionate about? What lights you up? What gets, like, that's what you follow. It doesn't matter what the decision is. It could be, do you want sushi or do you want pizza? And someone could ask you that, and you'd be like, nope. Yep. Go with the yep. Whatever makes you go, yes. Go chase that. Go get it. Yes, sushi, please. Right. All right. I love you guys. That was a beautiful, beautiful hangout this morning. For those of you that are part of the Mind, Body, Spirit, Healthy Collective, I will see you there. For those of you who are not a part of the collective, I'll see you back here on both YouTube and TikTok tomorrow. At everything is unknown, right? This will be my closing little thought before I close it down. Right? How to not fear the unknown is recognizing that everything is unknown. And I say this all the time, and it can be a little bit of a tongue-in-cheek thing, but I live close to an air base, and planes fly by that from that base. They take off and land all the time. Some days you hear the traffic on my lives and it's quite busy. So at any moment, that plane, one of them, could crash into this building. It could happen. It is an unknown variable, but it is a potential of an unknown, right? So I don't know. I don't have any idea of what the next moment really is going to hold. I only have my best guess from this moment of what I think the next moment is going to hold. But when you really step into it, everything is unknown. So what I would say to you is the best thing to do is look at what are the things that are scary to your nervous system, and how can you get clarity with those fears so they no longer you're no longer afraid of them, right? So if the fear of the unknown is the fear of, I want to start a business and I want to have a very successful company, and I don't know how I'm going to get there, so the unknown is scary, so I don't even start doing that. Well, then look at what are the steps that I would need to take to get to that successful business. And if I go all the way back to point A, what is the first thing that I have to do? Well, the first thing might be registering a company. Maybe the first thing is actually having an idea of what you want to do, what your passion is, and how you're going to bring that forward. You have to build that foundation, and then you take steps to get there. Sometimes the steps go nicely, and boom, it's like magic. Other times you go up a couple, down a couple, up a couple more, and down a couple more, and it's like a mountain range that you're climbing. But the whole time that you're going, you're transcending upwards, and you're learning. You're learning as you go. Okay? So that's your answer for that. I love you. Come back and hang out with us tomorrow at approximately 10 a.m. Eastern on both these channels. It'll be Tarot Tuesday, so we won't be doing anything energetically, but we will just be hitting the tarot or maybe even oracle cards. And if you want to support me in a bigger way, you can come and hang out with us in the collective or in any of the other groups that I have. Purchase the books or the stuff that or any of the other services and products that I have. I love you, and for those of you that aren't following me, I'll see you here tomorrow, and for those of you that are, I'll see you in the collective. Bye guys, thank you. This one's on that side, and this one's on that side. Bye guys, love